What's good, people? It's your boy John, coming at you again in this rainy weather. It's nice and bloody damp today, isn't it? Glorious English weather. Never disappoints. What's good though? Tell me how's it going? I hope everything's well on the other side. Hope you're all healthy, staying fit, staying true to your purpose. It's very easy to get sidetracked in this lockdown. Very easy. Just remember the old adage, the idle mind is the devil's playground. Keep that in mind. Keep it in mind, seriously. Because you'll find yourself getting sidetracked and doing useless things like YouTube scrolling or going on social media in excess and just engaging in lower vibrational behaviors. One lower vibrational behavior will lead to another. You've got to get that through your head. And actually, no, forget about your head. You've got to get it in your heart. That one lower vibrational behavior will always lead to another. Remember the law of attraction. What you give focus to will eventually, you'll get more of it. Okay, so if you give focus to lower vibrational activities, like binging on social media or YouTube or Netflix, because it is lower vibrational behavior, think about it. What you're doing is you're wasting your time just watching entertainment, and the content that's in the entertainment isn't necessarily useful. I mean, are you developing your brain? Are you gaining knowledge? Are you learning? If you're not getting anything from these sources of entertainment, you really need to limit the consumption of this, because what you consume, you become. That's very true. What you consume, you become. I make sure, because sometimes I do get sidetracked, but it's part of my DNA at this point now, that when I wake up in the morning, I have to do my gratitude, my daily gratitude. So I say 3 things that I'm grateful for. I clear the mind, because sometimes the mind's still got shit from yesterday and it's bringing it on today. So I clear the mind. I say my 3 things that I'm grateful for. And then I say 3 things that I'm going to do today. And I always say I'm going to read a chapter of a book. Always. I have to. Because if I don't, my consumption of knowledge for that day is very limited now. And again, what you consume, you become. So if the first thing you do when you wake up is go on your phone and go on YouTube or social media, the first thing that you see is going to influence your mind. It's going to influence your subconscious, and you're going to carry that energy throughout the whole day. So I make it a bloody duty of mine not to ever check social media in the morning. If I want to check social media, it's at least 2 hours after I've woken up and I've done my meditation, done my cold shower, done my workout in the morning, read a chapter of a book, or if I haven't got time to read a chapter of a book, I'm going to pick up the Bible and I'm going to read a passage. Any passage, I don't care. I'm going to read a passage of the Bible because it's wisdom and it's holy scripture. I don't care if you don't believe in the Bible or you don't believe in God or all of that jazz. The point is, it is holy scripture, or it is scripture at the end of the day. And it's wisdom. And I have to consume my daily wisdom. Otherwise, I know that my mind is going to become idle. And when my mind becomes idle, I do stupid things. I engage in lower vibrational behaviors. And that leads to the track of relapsing. Because relapsing and engaging in that kind of stuff is the ultimate form of lower vibrational behavior, because that's a lack of self-control, a lack of self-discipline, laziness, temptation. Those are the biggest sins out there. And when you engage in those sins, you're now just attracting more of that energy into your life. So you need to make it a goal of yours on a daily basis, because all you have is a day. You don't have anything more than that. If you really think about it, you just have an endless list of days, but you're only going to experience them now. So there's no point thinking, oh, I'm going to do this tomorrow, or in a week's time, or in 2 weeks' time, or in a month's time, or whatever. It doesn't work that way. You can only do it now. And if you don't do it now, you won't do it. You won't do it. It's really funny how it works, but you just won't do it. So be careful about what you consume. Be very careful. Be careful what you say. Today, I know that on my little social media adventure, there was an individual who was just, how can I put it? She was just, I don't know what to say about these kind of people, but they're lost. You know, they're just lost individuals, but they're so lost and entrenched in their own belief systems. They're possessed by their ideology to such a degree. You're not going to be talking to a human being, you're talking to an entity that has become identified with an ego. And I, of all people, know that when you become identified with the ego, you are not a human being now, you are a concept. You are a concept, and the only way a concept can be destroyed, well, no, it's not about destroying a concept at all. The only way you can get to that person who's entrenched in a concept is by destroying their ego. I'm not out here to cause harm. I'm not here to cause negativity, okay? If anything, I like to point at people who are causing negativity, at how stupid their endeavors are and how pointless it is in what they're engaging in. Because when I used to be an egoic person, I used to do that all the time. I used to argue with people. I used to get frustrated and angry. I used to be so hell-bent in trying to convince people to the way I think, because the way I think is obviously right. Of course it is, because the ego has become identified with it. So, yeah, and in my little friendship group circle, whatever, group chat, everyone in there was telling me to argue with this person. They were telling me to continue and to destroy her, so to speak. You know, they wanted me to destroy her with facts, right? With facts. And I just said no, I haven't got time for that. I haven't got time to engage in meaningless, stupid arguments with people who I'm never going to meet, with people who I'm never going to see, and to what end? To what end? What am I going to get out of it? What, am I going to feel good? No, I feel good anyway. I feel good knowing that I'm a positive person and that I'm a man of God. That's enough for me. I don't need anything else. But of course, if I have to, if my dignity's on the line, or there's some sort of honor that's involved, and those things are really tricky, because I can only really discern those things if they're in front of me right now, not online. It doesn't work that way. It needs to be here and now, and that's the way I can discern whether you deserve a certain type of attention. Okay, I talked about it in the last video. Be aggressive, right? You've got to be aggressive as a man. But there is a time to know when to tone back the aggressiveness or when to activate it. I like to use the term righteous indignation. It's a biblical term, righteous indignation, which basically means you rightfully become angry to serve a purpose. It's not just uncontrolled rage, which is emotional. Okay, you know when you get in an argument with someone and you start shouting, you start spewing all sorts of bullshit and you just lose control of yourself, that's called rage, and that's not righteous. That's called emotion. You're emotional and you can't control your emotions. That's weak. Righteous indignation is becoming angry for a certain purpose. So I would say killing a pedophile or a rapist is righteous indignation. Going after criminals and being violent with them is righteous indignation. People who sin and who are causing harm to others, to become angry at these people is righteous indignation. People who have harmed you or your family physically deserve righteous indignation. That is different though. Arguments over the internet, no, grow up. We're adults, we're men. We're not here to be trolls. We're not 18 anymore where it was just a joke. Life was just a joke and we were just a joke as well. We were the embodiment of jokers. That's not it. We're taking life seriously now. We're taking life by the balls, and we're mostly we're dedicated to one thing and one thing only. We're dedicated to the Most High. We're dedicated to the Lord, and the Lord is within us, so we're also dedicated to ourselves, but not the self. Yeah, not the self. Ourselves, inside, the deep down crux of our existence, where the Lord himself resides. Okay, so there's my message today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I've got more stuff to talk about on this subject, so if you want to hear anything more, do leave a message down below and I will get back to you. Take it easy.